Hey there everybody, Danktastic here. It is time to flip the 5x10 from veg into flower. To do that, I got the AC Infinity mobile app here pulled up, and you can see my 10x10 going very nicely at the bottom, running a little hopping. It's summertime here in Michigan. We got our 5x10 tent here at the top. We're going to click on that. We're going to click on AI settings, go all the way to the bottom, and we're going to click delete AI. That's going to get rid of all of our veg settings that we've had up to this point. Now we're going to click Customize Grow. We're going to click on VPD. We're going to bump our VPD from 1.0 up to 1.2. We are going to set our temperature preference at a 10-degree variable from 72 to 82 degrees. And then we're going to set our relative humidity preference also at a 10-degree preference. And that is going to be set between 55 and 65. Click Next. We're going to show our sensors on top, and now we get to collect. And now we get to select which devices we're going to add on to the grow. So we're going to click on both grow lights. We're going to click on the fan. We're going to leave the humidifier off because we're trying to decrease the humidity at this point. We're going to add the Terraform, and we're going to add the Hydron 7 for the dehue. Click Next. And now we have the opportunity to set our light cycle. So we're going to set this light cycle the exact same way that I have my light cycle for the 10x10 tent. And that is to have the lights come on at 7 p.m. and they're going to go off at 7 a.m. So during the daytime, when energy prices are higher here during the daytime, especially here in Michigan, I'm going to get charged less because the lights are on at nighttime when it's not as much. We're going to go down to our ventilation fan. I'm going to click off CO2 preservation because I'm not running CO2. Then I'm going to max out the Hydron and max out the Terraform. Click Next. Now we have a recap of everything that's going to go on, and we're going to click Start. Immediately it's going to go to this screen and it's going to start gathering your data. It's going to take a couple of minutes for the BPD to start showing up, but it's always going to go between the target of 1.0 to 1.4. Also, it's going to try to keep your temperature in between 72 and 82 and your relative humidity in between that 55 to 65. That's as easy as it is to flip from veg to flower using the AC Infinity mobile app. So with the official flip to flower, we need to take the base nutrient water out and we need to replace it with the bloom nutrient water. So in the 65-gallon reservoir here, we're going to go ahead and turn off the res right here at the source. It's got a quick connect on it, so we're just going to pull this back. So that'll pop the hose off. I got my 5-gallon bucket underneath. You can go ahead and turn it back on. And you can see that is going to empty the contents out. We're going to come back after this is emptied out. Alright, as you can see, I have now emptied out my 65-gallon reservoir. And we are going to go ahead and take our brood container with the RODI water, and we're going to mix the first week of Athena blended nutrients in for week 1 of flower. Let's go ahead and do that now. Okay, now we're going to start mixing in the nutrients. Here we have 400 mLs of Athena's Bloom B, and I have a circulating pump inside here. Make sure everything's nice and mixed up. And here we have 400 mLs of Athena's Bloom A. $165 mLs of CalMag. And finally, 165 mLs of Cleanse. I'm going to go ahead and let the circulation pump go ahead and mix that around for a good 15 minutes, long enough to smoke a blunt, and I'll be right back. Okay, now we're going to check the pH of the water. I want to make sure that the pH is between 5.8 and 6.2. Can't stress the importance enough of getting a very good pH pen. This is by Apera Instruments, around about $50 on Amazon. We're just going to go ahead and turn that on. As you can see, we're already way below 5.8, down to 5.4. I have some pH up solution here next to me, and we're just going to drip that in slowly until the pH rises back up to 5.8 to 6.2. And there we are. We're at an even 5.8 on the pH scale. Okay, we got all of the Athena nutrients mixed up into the brute container. Now we're just going to go ahead and transfer that into the 65-gallon res. I have my, like I said, I have my circulation pump here inside the brute. Position that inside the container. Go ahead and plug it in. And that will fill everything from the brute to the reservoir. We're going to go ahead and fill that up. Get the connection mounted back onto the system, turn it back on, and we'll be good. And we'll be ready to go for week 1 of flower. All right, so as you can see, we have water in here now. We have 40 gallons of water. And that's good because for the first 2 weeks, it's actually the exact same formula. And then we're just going to go ahead and take our quick connect here back to the Tray2Grows. Snap that on and flip that on. And now we are being watered week 1 flower nutrients from Athena blended line. Let's go inside the tent. So here we got a bird's eye view of the Wildhare Genetics. These are the Frostbite Royales. I've been doing these as a tester program. Started with 16 seeds. I actually lost 2 when I was doing defoliation last week. When I took the plants out, they just they fell over right out of the soil, roots and everything. So down to 12 now. So out of these 12, we are going to find which ones are the femmes very shortly here into flower. I'm going to flip these into flower, and then we are going to go ahead and strip these leaves off. We are going to schwazze all 12 of these plants. And after I'm done with that, we're going to come back with another update. Okay, and now we are going to do the flip procedure on the build-a-soil run here that we have with these 2 clones. I went ahead and got some worms here from Uncle Jim's Worm Farm, 250 per bag, and I went ahead and took the mulch layer, the straw that was on there, off of the top, and I'm going to open up this bag here. We're going to dump those guys right in. As you can see, the red wigglers are in there, and they will start to make their way down into the soil. And now the same thing with this other bag of 250 worms. I'm just going to drop that right in front here and I'll let those guys work their way into their new home. Alright, now that we got the wormies all in there, we are going to go ahead and do our 2 top dressings here. Our first one is going to be with the craft blend, and we're going to do a 1/2 cup per plant on this. And this is just going to be a layer. Shout out to my friend Build to Be Better Too. He is kind of like my backbone for a lot of everything Build-A-Soil. And I would not have a clue on how to do half of this without his knowledge. So I do want to give credit where credit's due. Build to Be Better Too. Excellent resource on this whole Build-A-Soil journey for me. So we're going to go ahead and just sprinkle the craft blend on top there. And then we are going to add 1 cup of the Build-A-Flower top dress to each of these containers. Actually, a little more than that. It says you want to fill the top of the container. So, tell you what we're going to do. Since this is the one time we're going to use it, I'm going to take half the bag and layer that right on top there. I'm going to take the other half of the bag, and we are going to go behind to the second container here. So now, since the craft blend and the Build-A-Flower are both top dressed here, we're going to put the straw that we had taken out earlier, and we're just going to kind of position that back on top here. Now we do have to top dress both of these to get the materials to activate from the top down. Because these are AutoPot systems, I've now turned my reservoir off, and in 24 hours the back res here where the aqua valve is should be drained up. Since these are bottom chucking, we want this to kind of dry back a little bit. So what we're going to do is let the 2 back reservoirs here on the XXL pots dry out for the next 24 hours, and then I can come back in with the watering pot. I'm just going to hit the top of both of these so both of those dry amendments can start working their way into the soil. So we're going to do that in 24 hours. Come back to you then. All right, now we're going to go ahead and do our weekly stash blend amendment. All right, and then the last thing we're going to do is just take some plain water, and on the top of the soil here where I added the craft blend and the Build-A-Bloom and also the worms, we're just going to go ahead and do a nice layer of just plain water right on top. Let that soil activate and let this keep growing. And just like that, I've flipped the 5x10 tank completely over to flower. Next 2 months, we will have some amazing product coming out of here. The Frostbite Royale from Wildhare Genetics. The Sour Diesel Autoflower. We have the Rainbow Sherb from Deep East. And the Truffle Treats from In-House Genetics. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks for joining. Don't forget to like and subscribe.